Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise Sunstreaker. Now, I previously teased this figure in my review on Earthrise / Kingdom Optimus Prime when I was showing his trailer. And I did also tease another figure which is going to be after this review, so stay tuned for that. But well, Sunstreaker here, of course, transforms into a standard Lamborghini vehicle mode, although there is a few differences, which we'll get to soon. Well, of course, we have the box to look at. And well, it's pretty much like the other Earthrise boxes. We got Sunstreaker here, just posing. No vehicle mode art this time. That was something that Kingdom introduced. Got his name in both English and Cybertronian, which is something I find really cool. I just love the Cybertronian lettering. He is a deluxe class, of course. Got all the characters here on the side with the art crashing. The back of the box, we've got him in both modes, and he can actually hold the engine from his vehicle mode, so that's a new addition. Well, for this figure, the top of the box does show the Autobot insignia and Galvatron, so this is foreshadowing Kingdom. And well, I guess Galvatron's also going to be in Legacy, so foreshadowing those two series. Well, that's pretty much it for the box. I'm not throwing it this time, just in case it hits my accessory tab. But well, going back to this figure, right off the bat you can see something. You see how the yellow on the windshield and, well, this section is a bit brighter than the rest of the figure's yellow? That's because this is actually painted. And, well, in hand, it doesn't really look that awful, but on camera, it definitely shows. So, yeah, that's definitely a complaint. Well, having a 360, there is something else off about this vehicle mode, but I'll wait until the comparison with the G1 figure, until I see what it is. Looking at the windshield, ignoring the paint situation, we can see that it's quite detailed. The underneath, which, well, you can see some faux headlights. So yeah, these aren't the feet, these are. Okay then, got the head here, which reminds me of a certain other figure. And well, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Accessories, well, we pretty much just have the engine. I mean, if you want to remove it, then go ahead. But yeah, this is pretty much the only accessory. Now, for a comparison, here he is with G1 Sunstreaker, or in my case, a KO version of G1 Sunstreaker. And well, do you see what the difference is yet? Maybe this is going to be a clue. You see? Earthrise Sunstreaker doesn't have the black here on the triangles on the side. Okay, but jokes aside, Earthrise Sunstreaker is missing a spoiler. I don't know why, but it just mildly bugs me. It's more of a nitpick, but yeah, I just find that a bit mildly infuriating. Sure, like Siege Sideswipe and Red Alert didn't have spoilers, but like their spoilers weren't really that well. They didn't really stand out on the G1 figures. Whereas with Sunstreaker, his one's in chrome, so it stands out a bit more. And to see it missing on this figure just feels weird. But something else. This is probably just me, but Sunstreaker doesn't really look like a Lamborghini Countach to me. If anything, this looks sort of like I don't know, a Lamborghini Diablo to me or something. I know this is done to like avoid the copyright issues or lensing issues, but I'm pretty sure this is just me. Yeah, I'm definitely certain this is just me. But well, those are the only differences I can find. Well, there's no red here in the back wheels. But aside from that, well, Sunstreaker is normally meant to have like a black stripe on the underneath, and the Earthrise figure doesn't have that. But aside from those, they're pretty similar. So if I just get the G1 figure off the camera, and let's bring in another figure. Here he is with Earthrise, or in my case, Kingdom Wheeljack. And the reason why I have this guy out is these guys have very similar transformations. If you remember, the way that the heads are stored is actually pretty similar. Does this mean that they're retools? I'm pretty sure that they're not retools. But they do transform in very similar ways. The head transforms in a similar way. The chest section transforms in a similar way. The legs transform in a similar way. So yeah. And I suppose if you wanted to, if you had a spare Wheeljack, you could maybe, I don't know. Okay, maybe not. I'm just brainstorming here. Possibly like customize the spoiler. No, it's a bit... They don't really fit together that well in this figure, so... Unfortunately, yeah, you can't. But yeah. That's pretty much it for the Wheeljack. Well, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. I mean, it's cool, but the paint differences and the lack of a spoiler is sort of annoying for me. Sure, there are upgrade kits, but still. Okay, so for transformation, if I could just get my camera raised. Now you can remove this if you want to, but it's unnecessary, so I'm not going to. So to start, I'm just going to take the back of the vehicle and open it up, like so. Take these sections and move them out, like so. Then just rotate this entire section in a very Wheeljack-like way. Transform the head and chest in a very Wheeljack-like way. transform the legs in a very Wheeljack-like way. Then rotate the waist again. Flip up the feet. Keep in mind, these are not the actual headlights. These are... Flip these bits down. Bring the arms down. And get the hands out. And if you're keeping this on the back, just spin it around. And here you have Sunstreaker in his robot mode. So, yeah. Sorry, I was pausing the camera to get the other figures for the comparison transformed. Well, having a look at the robot mode. Well, we can see how the... Well, we can see the remnants of the vehicle mode here, for example, like the windshield. And it just shows how, well, not complex, but unique the transformation was. I mean, you turn the waist, get the windshield up, and then turn the waist around again. That's definitely unique. Having a look at the head, that's definitely Sunstreaker's head with the iconic bits at the side. And no, it doesn't officially come off and transform into a headmaster. If you don't get that reference, you're not an IDW reader. It can come off, but only on a ball joint, and it could actually break off, so yeah, I'd not recommend that. Well, here we can still see like the color differences between the painted plastic and the actual plastic, so that's still annoying. This can come off, and as shown on the box, it can be a handheld weapon, although he doesn't even hold it. I mean, the box advertised that he can actually hold it as a weapon, and yet, well, it's very random, but it's very easy to knock out of his hands. Okay, now he's holding it, but yeah, he just doesn't hold it that well unless you just force it in there. And even then, it's still very easy to knock out of his hands if you like try to turn the hand or something, so yeah, I just normally keep this in his... I just keep this on his back. Although I suppose this could be like an arm weapon, like some sort of like Megatron fusion cannon, if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Me personally, I would have went with something like what Trailbreaker had. Something that went over the hand, that resembled the missiles that G1 Sunstreaker had. You know? That's what I would have went with. Or maybe even some little things that went on the top of the shoulders here. I don't know. Anything but that weird engine gun. It doesn't even take blast effects. You see? We have a gun that doesn't take blast effects. Seriously. But at least there are ports on Sunstreaker, so he can still get shot right in the arm if you want to. Probably because the gun is so rubbish in this figure. I'm just looking to see if there's any more, and there is, right on the leg. So, of course, for all you SpongeBob fans out there, my leg! If you want to replicate the little shoulder missiles of the G1 figure, which I unfortunately don't have, you can plug some blast effects up here if you really want to. Sure, they're red instead of yellow, but this could work better on spin-outs. And of course, laser feet. And well, for this guy's articulation, it has on a ball joint and it can sort of look down due to the transformation joint, but you can also look side to side. The arms can of course move. You can T-pose. Of course it's got elbows, which can swivel. The hands don't swivel unfortunately. The waist can, due to the transformation. Leg go forward that far, back that far. Of course, you've got the splits and a really good ankle pivot. I mean, just look at this. That's amazing. And I guess we do have some foot articulation. But yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say. So, my complaints. Well, of course, the paint color thing. Can't speak. The painted plastic is a different color to the actual plastic, so it is a bit jarring. I mean, it is more so on camera than in person, but still. Another complaint is the gun. I just wish he came with something else, like a missile that works like Trailbreaker's a missile weapon does, where it just goes over the hand. Another complaint is, I just wish he had an actual spoiler. Hell, that could have transformed it into his weapon or something. I don't know. Oh well. But well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. So, do I recommend him? Well, that's hard to say. I mean, I do want to say yeah, because, well, Sunstreaker is one of my favorite characters, design-wise, but, well, the fact that we do have this and the lousy gun do bring it down a bit. The spoiler thing's just a nitpick. So I'd say, if you don't mind those two aspects, then sure, go ahead. But if you don't like those two aspects, then yeah, maybe not. But well, this has been my review on Earthrise Sunstreaker, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.